How are you guys doing today? I hope amazing. So we're back with the Trophy Universe. I'm going to get chat up real quick, and then I'm going to go into showing you guys about the basic targeting chip, what it's used for, why they're valuable. I'll even show you one of the places I commonly get them, besides the little attack scout bots that are part of the one daily, the low level ones. There's actually ones that I think are preferable to hunting to them. Um, Hold on one second. My phone's going to have to actually charge for 1 minute before I get the chat up. And so I'll get chat up in 1 second. First, I'll show you that you could usually find basic targeting chips in the auction house. You just come in here. By the way, you can buy these up and order them to a planet if you need to, or just show up here and pick them up when you feel like it. So basic targeting chips, they usually run within this range. Not a shock. It's probably, about this many's in the auction house at a time. Sometimes you can get them at the 7 ped mark. Normally, though, it really does end up being that you end up buying them out at this 8 ped range. So, real quick on items you can make with the basic targeting chip. See if I can get this up and going. Clothing wise, the Imperium or the noble clothing on this planet, they're made with the basic targeting chip. I'll try to find them really quick. The noble clothes. Got a lot of clothes here, guys. Imperium noble shirts. You see, it's dire floxen, some vibrant sweat, a basic targeting chip, and stuff like that. These are the clothes I wear personally. They're pretty fancy, I feel. Um, well, they're super fancy. Now, the reason most people are buying these, though, the chips, or hunting for them, and by the way, it's a great hunt because the markup on that, obviously, you guys see is pretty substantial. Have chat up right here, honestly, too. I'll show you what the deal is with that. I know you guys know I use the Osprey LRS ones a lot. I even use the Osprey pistols sometimes when I craft them. If you look here, they use the basic targeting chip, and so that's really more or less what people are, hunting for the basic targeting chips for. Let me find the pistol one. I should have just typed in Ospen. Let me just type in Ospen. It's going to be faster. Okay, so if you see, you can craft with the basic targeting chip the Ospen pistols, which I keep in my store. And the other thing you can craft is these Ospen rifles. And so both of them are within the same zone. Hey Kilman, how you doing? Hey Alec, I hope you're having a great day. Hope you guys are both rocking it, ready for this weekend. So one of the reasons I like to craft these is you can tell these are both permanent weapons. Now watch this. I'm going to knock out a global right here and then we'll move on with some other stuff. So I have 3 clicky clicks. Sometimes they do fail and it breaks your heart. Sometimes you're just like boom and it dominates and you don't have a failure at all. Boom. There's a global. Now I'll go to this global channel and you'll see that I'm getting a, with all of these, it should be an HOF. Yeah, Hall of Fame, right down here. You can see that. And so you get a nice little like spirally Fame hit, and they're repairable. So like you can put them at full TT value before you throw them into the auction house. That's always nice. So right there, with no problem at all, I got 3 little globals in like just seconds, right? Now here's the deal. On these, which I already had one on me, I I always stock up on these. You notice it's a plus 21, and 8 of them sell a week. And so I'm going to get a substantial markup when I do go to sell those later on Planet. I'm going to throw these ones into the thing. I don't want to keep them on me just because we're going to go out and we're going to hunt. Real quick, I'm going to take us to where I hunt to get more of those. Let me put the rest of this stuff in here too. And we'll go hunt one down likely. I mean, I'm not going to guarantee it because they aren't that common. Sometimes it really is easier to just buy them than to go hunt them up. But in all honesty, I've had a pretty good luck. Is what I consider hunting them on my own in the past. And so we'll take it. We'll go out there. Let me find where the tools, loot pills, boom, boom. Think all we'll need is about that many. I'll probably be hunting with my little fireball throw-in today, or I'll be hunting with my little rifle. I'll probably be hunting with my Osprey, honestly. I'm getting it. It's at 4.3, so it's going to tear again in a little while. Let's hunt with it. That sounds good. Now, the mob I'll be hunting is going to be scout bots. So real quick, let's get the scout bots up. Boom. Obviously, I've hunted a bunch of these in the past, and so it is a good little mob to hunt. We're going to go to High Desert Teleporter. That's where we're going to start. I would assume that we'll get one pretty soon. I mean, well, let's not assume anything, honestly, guys. They're a little bit hard to get. So, real quick, I'm going to throw down my little fly thing. Go like this. Bonnie Knight just killed a creature, a flesh ripper, and got 174 pad. I'd say that's pretty good. I mean, 176. I don't know why I changed that number in my head right there, but good for her. On a flesh ripper, that's not bad at all. She dropped some shooting though, so. Can we fly over? See that renegade 79th level mech down there? We ignore him. Honestly, just because those take so much putting in some ammo into them. They're actually not that hard to survive, but the ammo amount that you use burned up into them is pretty high. I'm going to land over here by the little slimes. Not really hunting slimes, although these guys do drop scrap metal and stuff like that, which is a valuable resource also. I'm going to switch up my Ospen, get my loot pills on and stuff like that. Hey, it sucks. I hope you're having a great day. Go like this. Consume one of these. I don't know why I have nano chips on me right now, guys, at all. I'm going to be honest. Normally, I don't have them. I must. Oh, I remember. I was crafting. Now I remember. It all comes back to me. Consume this too. Okay, now if you look, these are 7th level robots. That's not bad. I'm going to start popping rounds into them. If we decide that this is going too slow, what I'll do is I'll end up switching over to fireballs. Fireballs, we're going to go a lot faster. Oh, I think it's going to go well. These guys, though, are who? Basic targeting chip, right there. We already have one. If you guys look right there. So, right off the bat, within seconds, which, by the way, that was just luck. That normally, I'm not going to kill 2 freaking dudes and get one. That's unrealistic. But, honestly, let's be glad that it happened. Because that does, I mean, but I'm just telling you guys straight up for the start, it's not realistic to come out here, shoot down 2 of those dudes, and get a basic targeting chip. Like, I've sat here and killed a crap load sometimes and not had one. And then sometimes I've killed a few, never that short, never where it's like boom, boom, and then all of a sudden we have one. That was almost comical, honestly, guys. It's okay. We'll see how many we can get. We'll run an hour of shooting these guys. Oh, we need to kill some of these young tide pods or the crabs. Because those are what drops the thing for crafting the armor mission, the daily armor mission, skill mission. These guys are what drops it. Honestly, they're very slow. You can run away from them like this. See, watch this. Get in a position and shoot at him again. I'm gonna just take his hits. There's big ones, really big ones, by the way. They're all just super slow. So you can literally kite these if you don't want to stand here letting him hit you on the head. I wish we had giant crabs like this. I don't know why. Giant crabs in the real world would be cool for some reason. Giant mosquitoes is a big no-no. I'm against giant mosquitoes. But giant crabs, somehow I'm okay with. I'm just saying. The giant crabs don't bug me somehow. Because I feel that there'd be a giant, like, feast. Although, the fishing ship that would be pulling something like that out would be probably pretty big, you know. Because I don't know how that crab would weigh, but probably a lot. The other good thing about these guys is they shoot at you, so you do get dodge skill. And I always like dodge skill. I'm a big fan of dodge. Oh, we would hunt them. If there were giant crabs, we would hunt them. But honestly, that would be a little scary if you like were living near one of the places where giant crabs existed if you went out swimming. Because they probably would just grab you up and pull you under and then eat you. But I feel that when one got took down, it would be a big old giant crab festival. I don't know what I think, honestly, guys. I just like the idea of giant crabs. But I do think, yeah, like a Godzilla crab. That'd be crazy, though. We would probably domesticate them over years and years and use them for some, like, real thing, you know? I've seen big crabs, though. You think we're gonna have... Oh. Well, I think we're gonna end up with a space base pretty soon anyway, honestly, guys. If they don't secretly already have one, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's really up there or not. But we would definitely want to move off planet quickly. And honestly, what if it's like, what is the fish that no matter, Oscar fishes, the bigger pot, or tank you put them in, the bigger they get? Can you imagine if we took like a crab to a bigger planet and all of a sudden it just gets bigger? I mean, I don't think that's how it works with crabs. I don't know how it does work with crabs. But I would assume that they have a space type base at this point. If not, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing with my tax money, guys. I mean, like, if they're going to keep secrets from me, I would like it to be space bases. I'm going to grab a Kleenex real quick because my nose is just driving me nuts. Crazy enough. Trying to let my beard and mustache grow out again. And we're already at the stage of tickling my nose, so, you know, that's a good sign. Then I'm gonna have to dye it and all that other stuff. Oh, I accidentally shot that guy. I'm trying to figure out what that is. Hold on, let me look at this. Oh, it's a goat. Okay. How you doing anyway, Ronus? Hope you're doing well. Uh-oh, these guys are all like... Ironically, you can hunt these guys with the guys... You think the moon is a spy base? You know... That's complicated. I don't want to start some kind of conspiracy. So I'm trying to think about what to say about this. So, do you know Elon Musk's company got a contract with the government and the NSA to launch a giant satellite, and you guys can Google this, called Zuma. And Zuma was so big, it needed 3 of those Super Titan rocket engines to lift it up into space, right? And it was totally classified, it still is classified exactly what this giant satellite was. Now, shortly after Zuma launched, they lost contact with it and lost the Zuma satellite. Now, shortly after they successfully lost the Zuma satellite, Elon Musk's company got a whole bunch of contracts from the government. So, and the Zuma satellite was worth a whole lot of money. I mean, like, let's find out exactly. How much was the NSA Zuma satellite worth? $1 billion. No, that's just a normal reconnaissance. It's worth more than... Zuma's going to be worth more than that. Yeah, I don't know how much Zuma was worth, guys. So Zuma, a satellite that Elon Musk's young company lost into space, did not lose him any future contracts. And I'm not saying that there's anything we should read into this. But I'm saying that if I had a contract to put a giant NSA spy satellite up into space, and instead I lost the satellite because it didn't detach from the rocket on time, and then they were unable to make contact with it, or some I can't even remember what the lame excuse was, but there's a lame excuse to why it got lost, basically. And you guys should look into it on your own. Don't just trust me on this. I mean, it's Googleable. They gave him a bunch of contracts. His company didn't, like, they didn't sue him and be like, you lost a multi-billion-dollar space station. I mean, not space station, but let's just be honest, something, right? And out in space, you know what I'm saying? And so maybe it got lost, maybe it didn't get lost, who knows? But then, let me remember which one of it. Longest space flight by drone returns to Earth. I'm trying to remember. So then, We have the unmanned U.S. military's one of their X project military vehicles, which is an unmanned spacecraft that spent a record 908 days in orbit. And there's another one that went out on a 780-day mission. And these are cargo vessels. And so we've lost a giant multi-billion-dollar space station into deep space that's lost forever. And yet we have multiple government military unmanned cargo vessels that have went out almost, well, basically a year out into space and then returned. But what do we have a year out in space? I mean, like, honestly, that's what people should ask. Why do we have X project unmanned cargo vessels going into deep space on 1 year plus missions if we don't have something out there? I'm not saying there is or isn't, because you know what I'm saying. Hey, I'm glad you're here, and I hope you're having a great day at work, by the way. But yeah, and so I don't know what we have in space or what we don't have in space. But to me, I did think, I'm not really 1,000,000% convinced that Elon Musk's company lost the Zuma satellite. Maybe it did. Maybe it did. You know what I mean? Like, none of us know. But they didn't cancel contracts, and he got more government contracts after losing a multi-billion freaking dollar satellite that was the NSA's. And so I've always thought, yeah, I've thought some stuff on that. Let's just say that. Like, I find it questionable. I don't know what they're doing. I think we're in trouble. I think some of us would survive, but I think that it wouldn't be a bad idea to have an ARC project out in deep space, you guys. Just for the record, like, the idea of having some kind of Noah's Ark project in deep space does make sense. I don't know if we have that. You know what I'm saying? But no crap. The Zuma project, it's a real thing. They lost a multi-billion-dollar satellite that was an NSA classified satellite that they can't talk about still, even though it's lost. I mean, like, I do find that fascinating. Sounds legit to me, right? I mean, maybe it is. Who knows? I love those projects, though. Just for the record, you guys, I'm not bashing our government for accidentally losing their satellite. I think that was probably a good choice to have a malfunction and not detach from the rocket, even though that hasn't been a problem with anything else. And then somehow they weren't able to actually do something else, and it just lost. Yeah. Isn't that crazy, though? I don't argue that I'm not saying the government's lying. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I find it super, super interesting. The government could be telling 100% the truth with that. They could be like, yeah, we lost our multi-billion-dollar satellite, but we weren't really upset about it at all. And so then we gave Mr. Elon a bunch more contracts right after, because we had such a high confidence in his ability to do what we say. I'm not sure either way. You know, but just gonna say, I think if I were the government and a dude really lost my multi-billion-dollar satellite, I would have like considered other companies. But no. And he has a lot of government contracts. And so I just always have assumed that maybe that satellite isn't lost, but it could be. Could be legit lost. Went out into space, didn't detach in time, they couldn't make contact with it. It just, now it's lost forever. I'm going to Google which one's the... Which U.S. military cargo drone is the unmanned drone from X projects? Is it the MQ? No, it's not the... XQ-50. It might be XQ-58. XQ-58 space drone. No, XQ-58's a different one for sure. I should have said cargo. I think it might be X something 10, but I'm not a million% sure. XQ-58 is the Valkyrie. It's a high-performance unmanned combat drone. Totally different thing, guys. Hold on, I'll remember which one. X Project Unmanned Space Cargo Drone. Oh, that was an image of it. Hold on, I'm trying to find an X-37B is what I think it is. X-37B. Yeah, it's the X-37B. If you guys Google the X-37B. Yeah, no, I'm not arguing with you. That is why. But if you Google the X-37B, basically it's like a unmanned version of the old Challenger space shuttle. It's a cargo drone. And it's the one that's had the longest deep space mission of all deep space. I'm like, let's just be honest. So, it had a very long mission into space. But the X-37B is not NASA, guys. Just for the record, X-37B is the U.S. military's. Which I know there really is a Space Missile Defense Command and stuff like that besides Space Force. You know what I'm saying? And so it's the X-37B. And there's an X-37, but the X-37B is the current one I think being used. And it's a cargo vessel. That's all it takes up is satellites and cargo. Cargo to where? I don't know. All this is Googleable, by the way. Sounds probably like crazy stuff, but you can just look into it. I'm not against us having this stuff, you guys, by the way. So, by any chance, I mean, like, I'm cool with my taxpayers paying for drone cargo vessels and stuff like that. It goes out there and returns, and it could extract stuff, you guys. That is true. So the X-37B is capable of doing. It has a little arm and everything that comes out of its cargo bay. It can deploy a satellite or other things, and so in theory, it could grab a small thing from out in space and retrieve it and bring it back. But the X-37B, what's its longest mission? Longest deep space mission by an X-37B. 908 days in orbit, but there was one that wasn't an orbital mission, that was a deep mission. So they don't have the listing for how long the X-37 has went into space, but it's a long ways, guys. I'm sure somewhere there's something on their deepest deep space mission. It's a long ways into space. Just in case you're wondering, NASA's not the only thing that does stuff in space. NASA does some stuff in space, but NASA's like the civilian space program. It's not really the military space program. They don't really care. Even though NASA guys are pretty much all military pilots. I mean, pretty much. But the X-37B, they launch them pretty often, and they don't get into it. Like, you don't get to know about, like, hey, when's the last time an X-37B returned from space? Hey, DefM, I hope you're having a great day. I find that stuff great, though. I mean, I'm like, hey, let's have these secret programs where we have drone spaceships going out into space constantly. There's another drone that's actually cooler. I don't want to have to look up it. I don't want to be looking up all kinds of weird programs, vehicles, and stuff, but let's just say that there's accusations a lot over some of the stuff we have out there. Like, there's a lot of accusations, you guys. People sometimes say some stuff about our programs and they don't like them. I'm like, hey, I'm glad we have that program. But there's a group that monitors sky activity. Can't even remember what they're called. But basically, they do not like they don't like all those weird spaceships at all. And besides, the people are always constantly looking for UFOs. Those people also get confused because they're like, how would you know? I mean, I'm not saying there aren't or are, because I have no idea. But I'm going to just say that we have a lot of weird vehicles that come in and out of our space a lot. And a lot of them are actually just drones. Oh, I just pissed off a 21st level Skybird. This thing's going to want to kill me. I'm going to have to pull out a real weapon. Sorry, guys. This bird is 21st level, so... What the crap? And now another one's trying to jump in on the action? I swear to gosh. This is how it always happens. I do kind of, though, wish I did kind of know, but not enough to where I want to know enough to be having to deal with the consequences of knowing, you know? Because once you know, and then you'd be like, oh, I wish I didn't know that. I'm going to kill this guy over here because I don't want to deal with him. I can tell somebody's shooting at me, though. That's another reason why everybody that says, hey, look, they shut down the Challenger spacecraft program and they put us behind by a long ways. They don't know that we just replaced the Challenger space shuttle with drones that can do the exact same thing. So we just unmanned it. That's all we did. And then made a giant deal of it in public. Good choice, right? Kind of like we did when we lost the Zuma space shuttle. Or station. Just, you know. In case it was really lost. Could be. I always like to take little comments like we lost that billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar item with a grain of salt, you know. Especially since I assume it might not have been. I mean, maybe it was. Who knows? Nobody ever even brings it up either. Like, asks Elon Musk anything about it. Where he, like, which, honestly, if I were kicking it with Elon Musk, like, when Joe Rogan sparked one with him, I probably would have been like, waited till he had puffed a few times, just in case he, got a little bit thrown off, and I would have like slipped out as a question to see if he really did lose it. Because he would know. That's another reason I find it funny, though, and on that everybody's like, we haven't been able to return to the moon. We've got drone spaceships making deep space runs with cargo. Like, way past the moon, guys. The moon doesn't even take a month to get to. And so, I think if, because Mars is in an elliptical orbit to us, it's not a perfect orbit. And so what, not of us, but of the sun. And so at one point, you can make it to Mars, even with outdated engines, in 6 months. It's not like it takes years to get to Mars most of the time. And so we have ships that are going out and up in space for hundreds of days, for more than a year, up and back, cargo vessels, in which, I don't know, sounds a little questionable, the idea of like, oh, we have unmanned drone cargo vessels going on 700 something plus day deep space missions, but we couldn't make it back to fill in the blank. And so to me, I'm like, yeah, I don't buy that. I'm not saying it's not true either, though, because I don't know. Like everybody else, right? It's just guessing and conjecture. Based on the fact that I know about a bunch of their ships, though, kind of makes me a little bit like, could be wrong, though. I doubt it. Do you know that we have ion thrusters and stuff like that? Which also makes it, the problem with an ion thruster, it takes like almost a year to get fully up to speed. Probably not a whole year, but it takes a long time. It takes like more than a day or two to actually get up to full speed. I was all throwing it out as like, it takes like a year. No. But it does take a second. And so, I don't know. The idea that we don't have something out there is kind of questionable to me. Never know though. You would think though that we could chill out on all the stupid crap everybody's doing for a second and get along. I would like it if we'd all just get along, honestly. Who knows though? Man, I hope you guys are all having a great day. How you doing, Avalonus? Hope you're doing well. See how I haven't got a second basic targeting chip though? This is how many of these guys you have to put down. Hey, Peruch, how are you doing today? Did you guys know about the unmanned cargo vessel, though? Anybody know about that before today? I knew about it a long time ago when it was the something something 10 project. They change their names all the time, guys. Like when it moves from one phase of the project to another. I'm pretty sure that was originally the X10 project. But let me double check it. X10 Space Drone Project. X10 might be a different one. No. X10's a different one. Never mind. We won't get into that. Basically, there's a lot of projects. That's how we get all that government money wasted, right? On really expensive random things that aren't even what they're spending it on. Man, we're dominating these guys. Okay, let's speed this up and start throwing some fireballs here. Fireballing always makes me happy. I'm gonna be honest. Hey, there's another basic targeting chip, guys. We're at 2 now. So see, we're doing super good. Now it could take that long to get another. Who knows? Could be short, could be long. But basically, yeah, these guys, this is how you get them. This is at least who I hunt to get them. I wish I owned, for some reason, one of those drone cargo vessels. I get that the military owns them, you know what I mean? But I'm betting if you did actually own one, you'd be able to make a whole frick lot of money. For the private sector. Because the private sector doesn't have remote drone, well, it's not remote, it's just a drone cargo vessel for deep space missions. But in my mind, there's probably good profit on that. On top of that, I'd probably modify it so I could ride in it. Some kind of cargo pod that's really like a habitat pod. That'd be nice. Sometimes I get some knife off these guys too. I can't remember which knife it is, but I get some knife I go around slashy and everything with. Oh, there's a twin token. I'd rather have a basic targeting chip than a twin token though, for sure. These guys are all loading out rounds at me now. Do you guys want to know a crazy one that everybody also doesn't know about? So, I don't know its X name, you know, like the project code name for it. But I do know how you can look it up under its normal, hey, it's out of that project phase. So we have a thing called the... I don't know if you guys know what scramjets are, but scramjets are super fast, right? So we have a scramjet that's an unmanned thing, obviously, because, you know, who wants to be the pilot traveling at that speed? Called the Wave Rider Scramjet. And the Wave Rider Scramjet goes fast. How fast does the Wave Rider Scramjet go? 3,400 miles per hour. Oh, it's the X-51A Wave Rider. Is what it's called. They list it as an unmanned research aircraft. That's funny. I don't even know how you would call it that. So, in all honesty, guys, it's not a research aircraft. I mean, like, maybe it's research-ish on, like, some level, but it's not a research aircraft. So, I don't know what to call it. So I'm not going to say anything about it, honestly. That's where we're going to leave that. But basically, if you look it up, that thing books. Like, it's not even... It is fast. Wait, hold on. 3,400 miles per hour. How fast does a hypersonic missile go? A hypersonic has to travel Mach 5. So basically it's a hypersonic thing. It's a hypersonic research vehicle. Alright? Everybody's following me on that? Because you know how you need a hypersonic research vehicle. I always find that fascinating. And honestly, though, the Wave Rider's a pretty old project. It's not like the state of the art. I don't know what the state of the art would be. This is how you know I have too much free time to look stuff up, huh? Or just the amount of time I need to look stuff up. Probably a combination. I think it's a combination. The other day I went to go for pizza. And the pizza place I like to go to has a Thai pie pizza normally. And they've totally freaking changed it. It's not as good as it was. I don't know why they changed it. But it was not the right decision. I didn't tell them it wasn't the right decision because I don't think they care what I'd say, but it was super good before. It's still good, just for the record. But beforehand, it was like, holy crap, good. And then all of a sudden, it's like, it's good, but it's not like, hey, as good as it was. I'm needing to go on a food vacation or something like that. Do you guys go on food vacations? Like, do you just want new food that's not the food in your town, so you go somewhere else just to go get real food? I mean, my food in my town's real food too, but I mean, I have been loving the Indian food place lately though. Basically, Indian food's been saving my world because it's delicious. It's exciting to know we do have deep space drones going out though. Gives you hope that we're actually getting something done. I wish I had more confidence it was for the benefit of the whole of humanity, but you know. But I am glad that we're scientifically advancing. That's a good thing. Do you know how cool it would be to own like one of the first like resort space stations between here and Mars on the rotation? You know, like because eventually we all know Mars will be an industrial colony, you know what I mean? Because it would benefit from greenhouse gases. It would help it to generate a actual atmosphere and stuff. And so it's likely that we have some kind of Mars industrial complex eventually. That'll be exciting. But I wouldn't want to live on the industrial complex necessarily. But I would like to own the place where everybody goes for vacation. And it's not like they're likely to come back to Earth because, you know, a lot of reasons, honestly, guys. The lift off and stuff like that to lift off of our planet is pretty expensive. And so coming all the way back will be way more expensive than going somewhere that's just like, hey, I wanted to go gamble at the fill in the blank. I haven't made up a name for it. You know. At Donald's super cool halfway gambling station and drink place. Would any of you guys... Oh, congratulations on graduating, man. That's awesome as crap. That Atlas armor's pretty good too, by the way. Would any of you guys go work on a Mars industrial complex? Because you know the pay's going to be good, right? Everybody knows the... I think so. I think a lot of people would go work on a Mars industrial complex, just to be honest. Especially if it was like a 2-year rotation and you made enough money to like live for 5 to 6 years once you're back planet side. Oh, I'm gonna go watch that again. I really like that movie, you guys. Total Recall was well done. We're getting so freaking close to being there too. Like just super close, guys. Ah, man, we need to get there faster. Total Recall, remember how good that movie was when it came out, though? That was like a... Schwarzenegger's been in a lot of primo movies. He's not like the greatest actor of our time, you know what I'm saying? Takes 6 months. So, the orbit between Mars and the Earth is kind of a weird one. And when they're at their closest point, it only takes 6 months. And that's without having a hot plasma ion thruster or any of the other stuff, you guys. And so, we send things way out further than Mars at this point. Way out further than Mars. So, it's kind of complicated. So the Kuiper belt and stuff like that, you guys know that there's Kuiper belt objects that are like literally the size bigger than the moon and other things. But they don't orbit the sun, so they're not a planet. Because you know how like to be a planet you have to orbit the sun. I know, sounds like a weird rule, but it's a rule. And so there's actually large Kuiper belt objects that are not planets out in the Kuiper belt. In fact, if you look at how many objects are in the Kuiper belt, it's actually crazy. Like, besides the big ones, the Kuiper belt is massive. Massive, massive. I can't remember exactly how often, but it's common enough that... So it's the other reason why there'd be a partial station, right? So, because the Earth and Mars are only at their closest points sometimes, right? What would happen is you would have a deep space station, and as Earth came near it, you would move cargo and stuff to the deep space station, and then as Mars came near the deep space station, you would move it to Mars, and vice versa. Because literally, it's more convenient to have a stationary object you both swing by than counting on when you both swing by each other. And so, currently, let's find out. How often are Earth and Mars at their closest point? Hold on. Every 26 months, we pass by each other. So that's not horrible, but you know what I mean? You don't just, you wouldn't come back because you felt like it. Like once you go to Mars, you're there until the next convenient cycle. Like it wouldn't be. And it's the same with all cargo. At some points, we're absolutely absurdly not close to each other. We're not like the same distance all the time. And so the idea that you would just have constant back and forth isn't reality. What did they used to call those? Regattas? Is it a regatta? I, well, whatever it is. Basically, you would have a flotilla or regatta or whatever the word is, where every little bit, every 26 months, as we're at our closest point, you would send things back and forth, or you would likely use deep space substations that would act as an intermediary. As you swung past them, you would move things to that point, and then as they swung past. That's the other reason I want a halfway station, guys. The halfway stations will make a ton of money. Like, we'll use halfway stations. That's almost guaranteed. But that's a good question. It's not out often enough that it's convenient, guys. But it only takes 6 months, in which that's not that bad. And that's actually, it wouldn't take 6 months with modern engines, guys. So there's a Japanese company that has a hot plasma ion drive that definitely could get you there faster. Let me look up this. Hot plasma ion drive. Oh, I can't share this to you guys. Let's see if it tells me the speed. It accelerates the gas to 30 kilometers per second. So, fast, guys. I'll have a Starbucks on that halfway station. Legitimately, you're right. What is 30 kilometers per second? Let's find this out. 30 times 60 times 60. It's 108,000 kilometers per hour. It's what a hot plasma ion drive can push at. If you guys were wondering, that's pretty freaking fast. 108 kilometers. By the way, that's the one I told you guys doesn't get to full speed for like the first multiple days. So 108 kilometers per hour. How many kilometers away is Mars at its closest point? 54 million kilometers. Okay, so 54 million. So basically 546 hours. Let's figure this out. I'll have this figured out, what we'd have. 546 hours divided by 24 hours. 22.7 days. So, minus the fact that hot plasma ion drive doesn't get up to full speed for at least like a week or so. So, really, in all honesty, you're really not going to be in 22 days. Like, basically, in 30 days, you could have it there. For sure. That's not bad at all. They will have a bunch of Starbucks or something. And Starbucks is quite a name for a star space station to have a coffee shop, you know what I mean? The first Starbucks in the stars, that's gotta be epic. But if they'll keep pushing the hot plasma, you know, I get you. So you'd have to have equal slowdown time, and thrusters are going to slow you faster. But yes, you're going to have to slow down too. So let's be honest. You're going to want to get up to that speed and then slow down. So let's, like, maybe 1 month and 1 week is what you're looking at probably once the hot plasma drives are up on online. But guys, nothing that I know of is using a hot plasma ion drive right now. I mean, maybe there's something that because I don't know about everything, obviously, right? There's secrets. So they could have shot out something already that has the hot plasma ion drive system on it. But because it takes like a week at minimum to even get up to speed, there's like, unless you're going far away, they're pointless. They're like, there is no point to using a hot plasma ion drive to go anywhere close. And on top of that, they don't have very much thrust. You can only use them in space once you've got partially away from the gravity well, because their thrust capability is horrible. I mean, like, they're not putting out a whole bunch of foot-pounds of pressure, which doesn't matter once you're up in space. But I get you. I don't think it's quite 5 weeks, but I mean, like, more or less, you are going to have to slow down. And so an equal time is going to be needed, and then you're going to have some kind of front ion thrust type thing to be able to slow yourself down. Or maybe just a normal thruster that just kicks out just a little bit of every little bit till you get down to speed. But it's fast. We have never went that fast with a person yet in space that I know of. I mean, like, since there's always the chance that they've done stuff we don't know about. I don't want to say, like, factually, because then, like, it comes out a year later that we've been working on a secret project in which we just had some dudes test drive the hot plasma ion drive system, and they swung themselves out by the Kuiper belt and shot back. Oh, that's a good point. You're right. They could just use gravitational drag while in orbit to slow down. That's a 100% good point. So they could come in hot and pull into orbit and slow themselves that way. That's absolutely 100% could be the option. I mean, like, I'm just wanting them to shoot out some test ships at this point. But that is absolutely a good option, is to just actually enter the gravitational well and allow yourself to be slowed down by gravitational drag. I'll tell you what, though. If your pilot loses consciousness, I mean, I'm sure it'll be all autopilot at those speeds. But if for some reason you don't maintain control of your ship, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, we've lost control of the ship, and we're going to plunge into the planet at those speeds, holy crap, are you in trouble. Like, that's some serious speed, you guys. Like, that's super impressive, though, isn't it? It's also super impressive that ion gases could be excited using hot plasma to the point that they're escaping at those speeds. Just for the record, because that's not so complicated. The Japanese, and I can't remember which company. Oh no, you wouldn't feel the impact at all. The Japanese company that's the furthest at it is absolutely impressive. At one point, I was wanting them to be publicly traded because I was like, hey, I want to invest in these hot plasma ion drives. But it turned out that it's like part of the Japanese Ministry of Technology and Science or some crap like that. It might not be now. But I'm going to tell you, the first company that's seriously like, hey, we're about to start producing these hot plasma ion drives. I had some stock in a company that was producing a pretty preeminent spaceship engine at one point, though. I'd have to look up what they were. Let me find out what company this was. I like to do stock trades in companies that are messing around with technology, just for the record, you guys. Trying to think of what it is. It's in one of my weird portfolios. That makes it sound kind of strange when I say weird portfolios, though, huh? Oh, that's different. Okay. Oh, you know what? I think it was Kratos Defense, but maybe not. No. Kratos Defense is microwave electronic products, satellites, and stuff like that, and security defense solutions. Totally different company. Well, Lockheed Martin. RTX. What was RTX? It might be RTX. I'm gonna be honest. Stock in too many things. RTX is an aerospace and defense company. Can't remember if it's... I don't think it's them. Well, one of the companies is... Hey, thank you. Oh. I'm always doing awesome. Oh, there's Sandbox right there. I was wondering how he knew. I was like, nobody likes ads. Honestly, I don't even like them. Maybe it was Kratos Defense. Guys, there's so many companies. Trying to find you guys this just in case you need to know. I think so too. I think the landing process will probably have a person helping land. I'm gonna think. Does Kratos Defense manufacture spaceship engines? Oh, Kratos provides expertise in research, design, and development of aircraft, missiles, guidance, and propulsion units, including for spacecraft. It is Kratos Defense. So Kratos Defense is the one that I was trying to think of. They at one point has had a super good one. Hypersonic systems, yeah. So they had the one that basically they got a bunch of contracts because they had a really good development on a high thrust, high performance engine that isn't the kind that a cargo vessel would use. It's the kind that a fighter would use, right? So cargo vessels, you don't need high thrust, high performance engines. You need like basically high speed engines that build. So not even the same. So Kratos they had produced an engine that basically, I'm pretty sure that if we end up with a good space fighter craft that's both atmospherically operable, so can go into atmospheres and fight in space, I'm pretty sure the Kratos Defense company is going to get the contract on that. A multi-role space fighter, basically. I don't know that, you guys. I bought stock in them because I was looking at their engine. It's super, super high performance. It's the kind, though, that a civilian space program doesn't really need. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're wanting to go real fast in space and in atmosphere, and you're going to want to be able to take aggressive maneuvers, it's that kind of engine in which cargo ships don't do aggressive maneuvering. They won't even have the same kind of engines, guys. Like, basically, civilian ships will have one form of engine because they're not going to be like evasive maneuvering and stuff like that. And military grade spacecraft will have a totally different category of engine. Likely. I mean, that's not a guaranteed. And then between long journeys, almost everybody at this point is going to be using a plasma injected ion thruster. Because those are horrible high performance maneuvers, but they get you up to speeds that are freaking crazy. And so, it is what it is, right? But almost all the multi-role fighters, they'll have a totally high performance style engine in them. I wanted to own stock in all the companies that might be making all the spaceships and spacecraft, so I kind of had to look into this stuff. I also want the Japanese companies working on those frickin' um, ion thrusters to go public. I want them all to be public companies because I would like to own a little bit of the ion thruster companies, a little bit of the high performance multi-role fighter jet type spaceship companies. That way, you know, you have this diversified hay type, I don't know what you would call that. I mean, it's a diversified portfolio, but I'm not really sure what kind of portfolio I would call, hey, I want to own pieces of all the space fighters. A good portfolio, that's what you would call it. I mean, I don't know if people want to call it a good portfolio necessarily. Some people might be like, well, that's not a good portfolio. That's naughty. I think it's freaking fascinating, honestly. I'm super excited for us to finally go into space, you guys. Like, as a society, I think it's healthy. I mean, I don't know if it really will be. I hope we don't just immediately go into space and pick a fight somewhere. But the whole going into space part, I find to be just like, that'll be so cool. And I want to own a space station. Like, that's a legit goal now, right? Can you imagine being one of the first owners of one of the larger space stations? And then I want to own one of the big Kuiper Belt objects, too, just for the record. I know that's probably a little extreme, but I'd like to own one of them. What am I going to do with it? I have no idea. A big space business. Yeah, I'm killing the crap out of these guys. I should probably find out if one of those companies is hiring and needs somebody in their office. But they're paying well right now. You would think Kratos Defense would be paying super well. Almost willing to be a janitor at their company. I don't want to be a janitor at their company, but I'd be one. As long as you have access to the spaceship stuff. Just joking. Hey, Peruch! Are you on this planet? Because I literally have some of those. And I can make 2 more real quick, too. Are you on, Cyrene? Let's check. Where's Peruch? Peruch is... Peruch... Oh. Okay, good. I'll be here. I'm still stocking up on stuff. But I have some already made. Doing awesome. But I'm trying to stock up on as many as I can real quick. You know, I was just thinking of... So, I don't know if you guys know about Nokia, the company. So, this is kind of going to be weird. Nokia wins contracts for moon telecommunications. So, Nokia plans on being the one that I bought stock in them over this, that provides the telecommunication, the reliable high-speed telecommunication systems that allow people living on the moon to communicate and interact with Earth. Just for you guys to know. Like, they're already divvying up contracts for the moon. That's the other reason I know that we're that close to, like, actually doing something. Because once they start signing contracts and stuff like that, there's a financial motivation in it, other than just like, hey. But Nokia, the old little cell phone company, they're the ones that are wanting to do the telecommunications type. And I don't know a lot about it, but as soon as I found out that they were seeking the contracts for to be the telecommunication provider for the moon, I was like, oh, I'm going to buy some freaking stock in them. By the way, none of this is stock advice. This is just a discussion of space stuff, which a lot of my, hey, what I look into on space is because I'm interested in owning pieces of the future of space. You know what I'm saying? Which I think is a pretty normal thing. I like to believe it's normal. So let's just go along with that. But yeah. Fascinating, huh? And they're cheap stock. Because they don't have a lot going on right now. So let's just hope that I got it really cheap. And then they get their crap together and all of a sudden we're like, hey, I get a piece of every phone call that's made from Earth to the moon. Or the moon to the Earth. Maybe not phone call, but you know, like, because phone call's probably not going to be what happens, you know. But all communications. And who knows how expensive that is. Like, reach out. I mean, it could be cheap as heck, to be honest. Maybe they're really planning it out. They're like, oh, we can make this no different than calling Florida. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I bought stock in Nokia over that. It's years out before that'll pay off, though. Thought it was a good choice, though. I kind of thought I'd get another little thing real quick. I think I was having better luck with our little rifle. Well, let's hope we get one more. I kind of wanted to make another 3 of them. I almost think I need to switch to my rifle. This is a permanent chip though, so I just repair it every time. Seriously, one of the best things I did. I need to get a permanent like level 10 or 11 chip, but that's its own major purchase of holy crap. You guys doing anything fun this weekend? Now that we visited about every random space thing, well, that wasn't every random space thing, but some random space stuff. I'm gonna switch to my little rifle. See if we do better. I really feel that I'm better off with this sometimes. Not as fast at killing, but it's stacked and it always does good loot wise. Hey Iverson, I hope you're having a great day. Angry robots. I've only gained 1 point of reclaim. That's kind of always shocking. Might just shoot these guys down. Then we'll go claim the mining missions real quick. I always like getting the extra mining stuff. Plus, I need the materials for being able to craft those guns likely. So this is the area I mine. I start here usually, and I go all the way through here, go up through there, then I hop over this stuff right here, drop one anyway somewhere in there, go through this to the city, then we pop over this way, and we mine through here, and I'll show you why real quick too. You'll basically see. Let's get this up here real quick. Missions. Okay, let's see. Where is it? Okay, mine, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, not abandoned. Boom. Boom. I should get all 4 of these ones done out of the way with ease. And I mean, I could get the blue too, but you don't ever know. You know what I'm saying? So real quick, we'll pull out my little miner tool. Boom. Drop that baby. Wait 1 second. I don't want to. Boom. There's the Zorn done. I need Zorn ingots, I believe, for the filters. That's a 5 though, so that's not going to be bad. Now we'll probably get the Kesonite and the yellow on my little run somewhere, and then the Idrium I'll get right over here. Like between here and here, I'll get the Idrium. So now we run over this way, over by this tree a little bit, drop again. The tree has those little storm vortex dudes near it. I do this all the time. So basically, this is why I like to mine this planet, because I kind of have a, hey, this is my strategy path for not sucking at mining. I get some points. Drop that one there. Maybe it hits, maybe it doesn't. No. Over by this tree, I usually do get a hit, though. We'll drop here. I'll get a hit right up in here. Right there. Okay, that's bell car and crap. I didn't need those. Oh no, are we seriously already overweight? What was this? Oil. I didn't realize I was already overweight. Okay, let's figure out what we're gonna do here. I guess I could send stuff back. What is this? Oh, I got some kind of spin a soldier plushie. Oh, I didn't even know that. I have some kind of present on me too. Oh, it's a box. I don't know what the point of that is, but that's gonna be my person. What can I put in this box? Can I just put anything I feel like in this box? Hold on. I'm gonna use this box. I'm gonna see how it works. Just throw these in there. Oh, I can have 5 things in there. I'll put 5 things in there then. Now I'm not overran. Ha ha ha. I'm glad they gave me that now. Okay, now we just keep moving for a second. Need to be over by this tree closer. My new person's doing well, by the way, you guys. This was a good planet to take him to. Honestly, I've always thought people should get people off of frickin' Calypso as soon as they have them. Like, let them learn the game a little bit on Calypso, but like, to make sure they actually learn the game, they probably shouldn't be on Calypso. This is just such a fun planet. Oh, I'll take it. Okay. I wish they'd add a bunch of recipes into this game, like food, consumables, and stuff like that, that all had boosts that we all could craft. Okay, so that was platinum. I wasn't trying to get platinum, you guys. I'm gonna be honest. Boom. There, we pulled some platinum. That's not normally what I pull there. It's okay. Do I have an amp on this thing? No. No, I don't have an amp on. Do I have amps on me? I don't have an amp on me. This is one of those emotional. Why didn't I build an amp before coming here? Okay, right up here, I'm going to drop it again. We should get something, but 90% of the time I have to summon this to me. So, like right up on this hilltop. Oh yeah, I'm kicking butt today. How are you doing, Drew in the Mask? I never stopped doing EU, by the way. 2 days a week, I stream this every week. See, look at that, Zorn. But see, it's in some place that we already got Zorn though, guys. I didn't need more Zorn. We don't want these guys to come over here. This guy will try to beat me up. How you doing though? I'm doing awesome. So far, we're kicking butt. I'm gonna have to jump out my aircraft in a second and fly over these dudes. I don't know if you guys know this, but in a second it's gonna just be a whole bunch of dudes. See? So that's when we drop this out. That's when we drop this out. Go like this. There's a bunch of dudes down there too. Now here's the problem though. A lot of the times, if I drop right here, I get something. Problem is, sometimes it's down in there. So then we summon it to us. So, whew, that was gonna try to roll off. We're gonna roll down there. This is a good spot. And then we mine into that city. See? Boom. More Zorn. So my Zorn is stacking up. And then is this one down in there? Oh, I might be able to get this without being killed. Oh, I use this. This Laterian dust. Super handy stuff, guys. I use it. I don't even know what I use it for. Something I make. I craft something. It takes Laterian dust. I don't convert the Laterium into the other form, though, because it's actually Laterium dust that I need. Just for the record. Like, I think it's actually an amplifier that I use for the Laterium dust. Just to be honest. Okay, let's drop here. I need the K site and the yellow. There's the yellow. Ooh, that guy's a little close. Let's hope Bob doesn't get mad at me and come over here and storm blast me or some crap. Or his friend. His friend definitely looks like he's eyeballing me. Yeah, that's not good. That's made me a little nervous. Okay, so now all we need is the Idrium and the Casinite. Yeah. We'll drop over here. The Idrium's on that other continent, or other landmass. Maybe it's not a continent, you know what I mean? I knew that was a little too early. I shouldn't have dropped it yet. I got a killer global one time right over here. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know what I'm caught on. Okay, I just got myself caught on something. Well, sometimes you're frustrated. Sometimes you're frustrated more. Whew. Uncaught. That's what you have to do sometimes. Okay, right over by these dudes, by this little thing right here, I got a frickin' global one time. I don't know what this thing's supposed to be, but no global that time, you guys. They told me no. Now we get the wind sound. Let's go down this road. Rude. Sometimes they like me, sometimes they're like, no. This looks like a gas station, doesn't it? There's more Laterian dust. Not really what I'm after at this point. I need the Caseonite and the Yttrium. I think that they need to come up with a storyline of exactly what happened here. You know what I mean? Because obviously some bad stuff, has gone on. We've got a giant industrial park city overran by sand. You got some bad dudes over that way. Want to kill ya. Let's go out this way. That's a neat little city, though. I really like it. Let's see, there's more Zorn. And Fire Root. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull out a vehicle and load all this stuff up. Somehow I have the hiccups all of a sudden. Not severe hiccups that are actually bothersome, though. You know, that would be good. I'll go along with that. I always liked the Fire Nation, you guys. I'm gonna be honest. The Fire Nation in Avatar is absolutely cool. I mean, like, I don't want a real Fire Nation to come in and invade or anything, you know what I'm saying? But the Fire Nation idea and stuff like that is pretty freaking neat, honestly. Can I get between these guys? I'm gonna just kill these 14th level dusters to get past them. Well, I don't want to kill them all. Okay, I'll kill the ones that I have to kill. That's a pretty thick amount of 14th level dusters, huh? He pretty much looks like some kind of... Look at this guy. They do look like waste dudes though, right? I think they did a good job there. Think I could sneak past these guys. If too many of them get on me, we'll have a different... Ah, see, look. This guy's coming to try to knife me up too. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe I attacked him, technically. Okay. Made it through. It does look like a civilization that was attacked. Ah, serious? Just trying to sneak past you guys. Not trying to kill their whole society, you know what I mean? Okay, that's Placerium. I'm gonna have to get that. See, Bob right there is gonna try to attack me for sure. Maybe these guys aren't as aggro-y as I keep on thinking. I keep on thinking they actually want to eat me or kill me, but maybe they're just like, hey, we're just kicking it outside the town that we ruined. Okay, we've snuck around them. We're headed south-ish. Still sneaking around them. A lot of work doing this mining. Surprised none of the mobs are in the town, though. You know what I mean? I'm gonna probably go poof and make us poof over to the other island so I can wrap up this mission. I'm gonna have to kill him. Nah, I'll probably just poof us. I only need the caseonite and the yellow crystal. Usually I get the caseonite while I'm over here, but this time they didn't want to do that. Go like this. I usually can also get caseonite and yellow crystal right here. Woo! Hey, big guy. Let me figure out where I am. Yeah, right here. I should pick a fight with that guy just because. Hold on, I'm gonna kill him. These look like they'd have a lot of meat on them too, though, right? Woo! Think we made it through. Drop a mining thing. What is it? A baby's gonna attack me? I want to kill you, little baby. Okay. Oh, look down there. They need to add underwater mining, you guys. Do you see those crystals or I don't know what that is. Something. You see that cool looking stuff down there that looks like it would be good? You could feed a village for a week with one of those dudes. They look massive. Okay, let me get up here. Right here, boom. Think I drowned that baby. I'm like, I don't want to kill the baby, and then I literally roll over above the... They do need to have submersible vehicles. Not on accident ones, too. Because you can submerge your vehicle on accident at this point already. That sucks. I do it all the time. Not happily. Okay, now I gotta sneak around. I dropped way too soon there, guys. I usually get some Idrium up here. So I'm trying to work my way around these guys to this ridge that I like to do over there. But walking, it's so slow. Let's just drop that right there. There's the Idrium right there. That's leaving me with only Caseonite left to get. They do need to have some other stuff. Oh, well, I'm sorry. You know what, though? The Mawcots are pretty good. I like hunting Mawcots. So you're on planet Toulon right now. I'll bet you're having a blast. That's a great skilling planet also. I'm gonna drop this. Oh, oh, hold on. There. Boy, I'm rubber banding there a little bit, huh? Okay, this is a good spot. But then I have to grab my hoverboard. Sometimes, oh, are you serious? Am I walking slow for a reason? I swear to God, they keep on getting me on this stuff. They want me to be trapped for some reason. Oh, I get killed not paying attention all the time. Sometimes I'll be typing back and forth with somebody, and then I just die. And I'm like, WTF? I didn't think I was that distracted, but oh, soldier, 21st level. I should kill him. I don't know why I should kill him, but some reason I feel he needs took out. Nah, we'll leave him alone. Really surprised I haven't hit Caseonite. It's usually actually pretty common. Like it's the one I don't have a problem hitting. Actually, the Idrium over here is easy to hit too. Maybe this dude's ahead of me mining. Oh, green crystal. I didn't even care about that. There's a mission to turn in some green crystals, so I should probably care about it, but Okay, now we're good. Now I still need the caseonite stuff. Kind of sad we haven't got that. That's like the one that's easy as crap. Oh, are you at the jelly zone? Is that where you're at, sweating? That happens to me sometimes. I like the jelly zone, guys. Doesn't that sound like it should be some kind of donut place though? A jelly zone? Do you guys have what is that called? Krispy Kreme? We had one here, but the owner got himself into a divorce with one of his employees. And then we didn't have one anymore. Very sad. I mean, I'm sure it was sad for his wife too, but for me it was super sad because his wife wanted to sell the company. Then now we don't have a Krispy Kreme. We have so many freaking oh, Guardian. Okay. We have a lot of businesses that go out of business because that exact reason, because somebody messes up and messes around with one of their employees, and then the other spouse is like, "Hey, I'm really pissed off, and I'm not even willing to have our business together as separate." You know what I mean? They just are like, "No, I want to nuke it because I'm really, really mad." And then all of a sudden, in fact, we had this playhouse at one point. Honestly, was freaking pretty good, and I would go pretty much every Christmas and get tickets. I'll see. There's our yellow crystal again. We didn't need that. And then that guy messed up and made a bad choice. And then all of a sudden we didn't have the little playhouse anymore. And it was a good place to be able to take dates and stuff. Honestly, freaking, I wish these businesses would not be in business with their wives sometimes, especially if they're or husbands. Either way, I don't even care. But especially if they're going to not be able to control their impulses with their employees or stuff like that. That is a common reason businesses go out of business, by the way, is because somebody has done something stupid. And not because they actually should go out of business, you know what I'm saying? But over a, hey, what the heck were you thinking? You just nuked your business. Good businesses too, guys. It's very sad. Listerium, I don't need Listerium either. Gosh dang. They're being unrelentless with giving me a bunch of crap I don't care about. Well, I guess I care about all this stuff. But some of my favorite businesses have went out of business in pure profit because of frickin' dumb things like that, where somebody just makes a super frickin' bad choice and now their business is closed. In which I absolutely hate it when that happens because honestly, because I like businesses that I know, and so when all of a sudden they decide to put themselves out of business with some kind of dumb choice, it's just like WTF. And I'm going to tell you, once somebody's made one of those dumb choices, the rationality that you would think would be there of like, well, maybe their wife will let them keep running the business and just take a check every month. That is not what happens. I mean, it probably does happen sometimes, but very often it seems like no, the wife would rather you be out of business than have the check because she's not gonna have you and the new whoever girl have that. Just gonna say that seems to be an across the board. What are we about to come up on? Do you guys hear that? Oh, when did they put Nimitz here? Oh, well, those guys, I haven't hunted those for a long time. I didn't even realize they had put Nimitz over here. These guys are little angry jerks. They have a lot of life on them. We'll just avoid them. I don't want to throw a bunch of fireballs to kill a Nimitz. I swear. Okay, I'm gonna sneak past these guys. And we'll probably go back and collect what we're gonna collect. And whoo! He's all trying to get frisky with me. So basically, I loaded up on Zorn is what it looks like mostly. Okay, I'm gonna zippy zap myself back. Up there is usually right in this area is usually where I get the Kesonite, in which I kind of skipped over that mining area. It's okay. I'll get it some other day. I'll get it tomorrow when I redo these. Oh, I'll just zap myself to this one. I need to get a bigger teleporter chip. Like whatever one would be the maximum for my current rank. Even though I probably don't teleport that far most of the time. That guy's all stacked up and ready to go. Oh, I'm gonna have to get these out of the way. This is gonna give me a bunch of extra mining skills, just so you guys know. Somebody just got their Arc Academy. Who's got it? Oh, well, I don't know where they are. Let's grab this stuff so we can knock it out. Okay, now we're gonna get our fabricator missions. Osprey filter, gun, shirt. Oh, I don't have the dire floxin for this. Let's hope somebody's selling dire floxin. Okay, boom. Okay, we'll go Osprey filter first. Oh, dude, we're kicking butt. I'm about to wrap up right here. I'm just getting the dailies out of the way for the crafty stuff as we finish. And I'm going to grab some spiralies real quick, too. In all honesty, I think we'll check this real quick. Armor. Ospen cold. Good, got that. How you doing anyway, King Dads? I hope you're having a great day. If you guys aren't following King Dads, he plays pretty hard. I would consider he plays actually epically hard. And is streams in Trophy Universe in the morning almost all the time. And so pretty pretty good show, honestly. Super upbeat. Everybody likes super upbeat, right? Basic pattern shirt. No, it's not that one. Which pattern shirt is it? Pattern shirt. Okay. Oh, it's this one, guys. No, it's not. I don't know what one I'm supposed to make on that. We'll just kick over to the other thing and make the gun. Running out of jagged teeth. Oh, I'm gonna tell you the fact that you're even heading towards level 100 is pimp. Like, flat out, you should just be proud of that alone. Like, but yeah, I'm sure it is slow as heck. I'm not anywhere near level 100, guys. Okay, so we'll move this over so we can get our spirally stuff. We'll click this too so we can get it on there. Oh, see, they didn't even give it to me instantly. They're like, no. Ooh, they took one of my little things. Luckily, we earned that. What the heck? They're brutalizing me, you guys. Yeah, they could take both, honestly. It's happened before. I'd be sad, but... it takes forever, for sure. Boom! There's our thing, so we now have another. Obviously, I'm going to have to make some more matrices, and I'm going to go hunt for more of those targeting chips. But those targeting chips, man, they really are a handy way to... Oh, hold on one second, guys. We got to pull all this stuff out of our mining run. Open up this stuff. I think that's pimp, though, that you're almost to level 100. I mean, like, that's a major accomplishment. Anybody that doesn't think level 100 is a major accomplishment is crazy. I've got chaos going on here. I need to get rid of some of those. Okay, there. Where else did I throw stuff? I think I threw it in here. Kind of chaos we've got going on is a little wild. Yeah, thank you very much. You pretty much always get a HOF on those, um, if you succeed, just for the record. That's one of the reasons I like to make them so much, is because you get your little spirally. Plus, I'll show you the other reason I make these so often. If you look, these have a markup of plus 21 ped. And so even though I had one not happen, it doesn't matter because I'm still in profit. I mean, like, it's pretty easy to be in profit with those. And that's why I tell you guys, like, I'll probably buy up before I leave all of the target chips in the auction house and craft off of them, just because that way I can make a big run. And I'll show you. There's at least probably 100 ped. Nah, there's not 100 ped right now. But a lot of times there's like 100 ped in buyout on these. And they literally are 7 ped a piece, maybe 8 ped if somebody's being expensive. At 7 ped a piece, you can buy them out and you can make a pretty good run, especially if you spend the whole week here. And that makes it kind of easy. Real quick, I'm going to collect this and then I'm going to pass it over to somebody else so that we can, help support somebody else that's doing stuff on Entropy Universe. It's a small community, but an epic community, so it's always better to support each other than to support some other random person, in my opinion. Hey, there's my disciple right there. This person's going up super good. Let's check on their status real quick. Real quick. This is my first disciple ever, by the way, you guys, just for the record. Okay. Mentoring disciples. They're at 40% already, guys. Pretty freaking happy with that. They're doing super good. I'm going to let them know. They're awesome. I'm pretty proud of them, honestly. I wasn't sure how this disciple thing was going to work, like if it would be like a hey WTF, but it seems like they're doing an excellent job. I'm kind of glad that we took them over here to this planet to start working their stuff. Okay, quick, let's figure out who we're going to raid over to. Let's see what everybody's doing. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to see if this guy's actually live. I always like to. Some people I know are actually playing, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're just hanging out. That's the one reason I raid you so often in the Morning King ads. I've never caught you just sitting there. Every dang time you're actually freaking playing. And honestly, you're playing pretty aggressively always. So that's something I can appreciate. Okay, this guy is actually playing. I'm glad. I'm gonna start the raid over to it. I want to thank you guys very much for hanging out and being epic. Tomorrow morning I'm gonna be on. Um, I'll be doing writing in the morning. We have 2 hours. So honestly, we're almost done with book one of that series on the rough draft. And then, of course, I'm thinking that maybe we even do revision one live. I don't know when I'll cut off the live part while I'm finishing out the book, but pretty much the majority of that book will be written live. So I'm gonna raid over. You guys have an amazing day. If I don't see you tomorrow, have a great weekend. Peace and very best wishes.